with news that impacts you and your community. 13 on Your Side Evening News starts now.
We begin at 5 with the officers involved in a deadly police shooting in Wyoming. They will not be charged.
It happened in mid-September. Police were called to a home on Lemire Street on what was initially reported as a trespassing case.
It eventually ended with officers firing their weapons at a man inside the home. But this morning we learned those shots are not what killed him.
Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker held a news conference this morning. 13 on Your Side's Callie Lichter has the latest.
One of the biggest things we learned this morning is that it was not the officer's bullets that killed Luis Sandoval. It was actually a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Hurry up, por favor, please. Please, he has a gun.
The Kent County Prosecutor will not be charging the Wyoming police officers involved in a September officer-involved shooting that turned deadly, but not at the hands of the officers. Police responded to a 911 call at 1 a.m. on September 16th, with the caller saying her niece's estranged husband, Luis Sandoval, had broken into the house, was throwing things and firing his gun. What you're seeing now is body camera footage of the incident.
He's looking for my niece.
Okay,
hurry up, please.
Prosecutor Chris Becker says Sandoval had lived at the Lemire Street home up until a week prior, when he and his wife separated. She had just gotten papers for a personal protection order that day, but it had not been filled out.
There's concerns of domestic violence prior.
But Becker says they do not know what compelled Sandoval to go to the house then or a few hours earlier when he tried typing in the door code and left. The family did report it online, but did not request follow-up. When he returned, he was more violent, forcing his way into the house by knocking out the door window with bullets and accessing the lock from inside.
Yeah, he's in the house. Please hurry up.
Okay, do you see the gun? Did he just shoot?
The 911 caller was panicked as Sandoval made his way through the house, yelling, "Show me where she is at," in reference to his wife, who was hiding upstairs. You can hear the shots from the officers at the end of the call.
My kid,
When officers arrived, some of the more than 10 people in the house were able to get out before officers shot at Sandoval. But those shots did not kill him. They wouldn't have even been fatal.
Essentially what killed Mr. Sandoval there was a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head.
Becker says the officers were justified in their use of force by self-defense or in defense of others, saying Sandoval posed a risk to them and the bystanders inside.
Who knows what would have happened to the rest of the individuals in that home had the police not arrived and acted in the way they did.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, with Becker saying this is an example of how domestic violence can turn deadly. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, we have resources on our website, 13onyourside.com right now. At Wyoming Police Department, I'm Callie Lichter, 13 on Your Side.